Hello everyone, and today we're ranking all of the Ubers in Loomian Legacy. And yes, there are only 4 Ubers in Loomian Legacy. There's Metronet, Mutagon, Ursul, and Cephalops. And we're going to be ranking them from worst to best. So, it technically is not a top 5, it technically is a top 4. So let's head right into this top 4. So, number 4 into the list is actually going to be Metronet. And how is Metronet a roamer again? Like, defensively, its typing is amazing. I mean, Dark Mind is an amazing typing defensively. Only having 2 weaknesses, one of them being Bug, one of the worst offensive typings in the game, definitely helps out Metronet a lot. It is weak to fire, but, you know, it's only normally weak. I guess if you run the Hypnotize version with this thing, I guess it can be an Uber, I guess. The problem is that you need to set up multiple Peace of Minds in order to hit hard enough. And if you run Hypnotize, you drop mind coverage, which doesn't really help Metronet that much. Dark Surge is definitely your best move and has a chance of flinching, and you need Pyrokinesis to hit those pesky spirit types. Because if not, you cannot hit Vesperatu, you cannot hit Dusket, and you cannot hit Eclipse. So you kind of have to run Pyrokinesis. But if you drop Flabbergas, you tend to not hit a lot of other Loomians neither. You can't hit Terraclaw for solid damage. You can also not hit those toxic types, which are very threatening, like Snag Goop and Venilin. And while Metronet can hit solidly hard, it needs a Peace of Mind or 2 to really do a lot of work. It does tend to run Health Amulet, which does keep its health up a lot. And it does have fast speed, and it's good defensive typing helps it out a lot too. But it's the worst Uber on this list. Number 3 onto the list is actually going to be Cephalops. And Cephalops is really good. Can I consider it an Uber though? That's questionable. It depends on the person you ask. I personally think Cephalops should not be an Uber. But before I tell my reasons why it shouldn't be, Let's tell the reasons of why Cephalops is. Soul Drain. Simple. It's a powerful move. When combined with the Bloodsucker ability, hits very hard, and you can steal the health out of your opponent. This is a very powerful move. It also has ice coverage to hit air types, Tsunami, which is good for fire types, and you can even place icicle traps. You could run Hypnotize, you can run Square One. There's actually a lot of different moves you can run on Cephalops, which is really good. And with the new Rageful plushie being added, it makes Cephalops hit very hard while getting a +2. So yeah, there's a lot going for Cephalops. Those are the big reasons why Cephalops is considered an Uber. But why do I think it's not an Uber? Besides Soul Drain, you don't really have any ways to get health back other than Soul Drain. Also, Eclipse is really common. Eclipse counters Cephalops. And also, you have no setup. You cannot set up on Cephalops other than Rageful Plushie. So, I honestly think Cephalops should be... I think it should be overused, not an Uber. I think it's powerful, but I don't think it's that OP, considering how common Eclipse is. And that's why it's number 3 on the list. Number 2 onto the list is actually going to be Ursul. Oh yes, this thing deserves to be an Uber. This thing is powerful. I mean, 80 power stab, 2 priority moves, slap down, 150 melee attack, with also an ability to increase your melee attack. Yeah, I might have said 150. I'm sorry, 115 I mean. This thing hits hard. It also has Chase Down. It also has Setup. This thing hits a lot of different things in the game. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's another spirit type that Eclipse can beat. Not really. If you predict that the Eclipse coming in, you could do a massive chunk of its health with Pep Jab. And even with Quick Punch, this thing hits very hard. It can almost one-shot things when it's super effective. For a priority move, that's crazy. And also it has Chase Down to do extra damage, has Sharpen, and Slap Down. I mean, there's a reason why this thing is in Ubers, and why I Eat Your Face bans these guys in tournament. It is pretty weak defensively, though. I mean, it has low melee defense and also really struggles against spirit types. But spirit types are currently not really in the meta, mainly because of Eclipse. So yeah, Your soul is definitely deserving to be an Ubers. This thing hits hard and definitely has a lot of power to it. And that's why it's the second best Uber in all of Loomian Legacy. Honorable mentions. Yes, we have honorable mentions here. And I know there's only 4 Ubers. But how the heck is Teclipse not an Uber? I am sorry. I am going all in. Teclipse should be an Uber. It has more immunities than weaknesses. And if it's struck by a light or dark type move, it outspeeds everything in the entire game. Yes. Dark immunity is amazing right now. I mean, it's amazing. It also has dark and light offense, with the move Dark Surge that flinches down my Tyrex. Keep in mind, a supposed counter to Teclipse. Keep that in mind. The only type of Loomians that can really beat Teclipse are Bug and Metal types, and even then, Metal types aren't even really that bulky unless it's Dyborg and Tyrex. And Bug types, of course, like I said earlier in the video, Bug is very bad offensively. And those are its only 2 weaknesses. Teclipse hits very hard, has setup, has Raging Howl to hit other Teclipses, and has more immunities than weaknesses. That's why it's an honorable mention. Number 1 onto the list and the best Uber in all of Loomian Legacy is Mutagon. And I don't think there's really too many questions about Mutagon. I mean, Mind Brawler is amazing offensively. The only Loomians it can't really hit is Vesperatu and Dusket, but even then, Dusket is not really used right now, and also Vesperatu, while being a very good Loomian, Teclipse exists. Yeah, Teclipse exists. But this thing is OP on both sides. Its tank ability makes it one of the tankiest Loomians on the melee side. Very good when you run it with Rageful Plushie. Very good when you run the Tank Mutagon with Rageful Plushie. But if you don't want to use Tank Mutagon, you can use the Secret Ability Mutagon. You are less bulky, yes, but you just hit a lot harder. All you need is 1 Brawn boost on a Secret Ability Mutagon, and you could sweep any team unless they have a Spirit type. And even then, you could still predict the Spirit type coming in and one-shot them most of the time, like that Windolin. Mutagon is definitely an Uber, and definitely the most OP Loomian in the entire game. I mean, it can beat Mocho, it can beat Tundrolin, it can hit Eclipse very hard, it can hit pretty much anything very hard, which makes Mutagon one of the most OP Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. Just by the fact that it can get Rageful Plushie now, or Boots, or Health Amulet, Tank and its Secret Ability makes Mutagon OP. I know people say that its tank ability isn't really that good. It is amazing. Even Tank Mutagon is OP, okay? Even Tank Mutagon is OP, especially with the addition of Specialty Boots and also the Rageful Plushie. And that's why Mutagon is the best Uber in all of Loomian Legacy. And here it is, the best Uber in the entire game. I hope you guys enjoyed this list of all the Ubers. Which Loomians do you think should be Ubers? And which Ubers do you think should not be Ubers? Tell me in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5. I know this is a very different one compared to the other ones I did. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all all later. Bye-bye!